You've all been waiting for it, and it's here. A brand new season of United Rogue Overwatch.
Maybe? Minky?
Minky? Minky?
Minky? Oh my goodness, what was
Wow.
that? Big. Oh, that's
Man grab, let's go!
What a grab.
A new season brings new teams, new players, and for the first time, a new league.
I'm gonna promise every single person watching right now, there will be no Ajax.
No Ajax!
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at this! The double! The triple! And then getting rid of the Arisa!
Oh, this is truly Overwatch.
Yo, okay.
It's time to see who can rise to the challenge and who will fall in defeat. It's time for Season 8.
Good evening, United Rogue Overwatch. Welcome to our Ruby match of the week, Havana versus Chicago. My name is Zach. I'm joined on the mic with Mountain. Mountain, how are you tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. What about yourself, man?
It's a long day at work, and I'm back in the office again tomorrow. So,
Ideal.
can't complain too much.
Yeah.
All right, we are So, I know we were talking a little bit before going live, but this match has a strong playoff implication. Havana, it's win and they're in. Chicago, win and you get to keep it close with a fighting chance in playoffs. Am I right?
Yeah, basically if Havana wins, they are out of range where Chicago and Buffalo can't get them. And if Chicago wins, they're tied record with Havana. So it just goes to week 10 and whoever wins their week 10 game goes straight to playoffs.
Interesting matches all around. Starting off, we're going on to Lijiang Tower, and the bans that have gone through: Havana banning away Hazard, Chicago taking away the Genji. Run me through some of those bans, Mountain. What is it reading off to you?
That they're gonna want to play for Chicago. Their usual comp is a Rom, Soj, Genji comp. Like Colby's extremely good at Genji, one of the best Genji players in the league. But I'm guessing that he's feeling confident, or maybe they're gonna have Lucio +1 him on the, so they can kill their Flux CPS faster than their Flux CPS can get killed with the Lucio.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, Genji, a very high skill expression hero, and again, if you can get a target within dash distance, dash reset, get an elimination reset, it can stack really well on top of each other. As we're getting into the match, going on to Night Market. I mean, we talked a little bit about Chicago with the Genji look. What are you expecting to see out of Havana?
Probably Frost gonna play Soj. When we played them, he played a lot of Soj on this map. And then probably the Puto Tracer to match the Colby Tracer. And then, I'm not Liam. I think Liam's gonna roll on Zar or Ryan. Because Zar's like his comfort pick. But they're showing the ball right now. And I've never seen the Liam ball. So, maybe there's some lore I don't know about.
I haven't seen much Liam ball either, but we are in the phase of everyone can kind of trade on through. Chicago pretty much running what we've seen, EWC, what the high level meta has been, the Ramatra, the Symmetra, really going through, and just kidding, it's a sim to TPS out, and we have mirrored tracers going across the field.
Yeah, on the right flank, like I talked about, there's a Tracer Lucio fighting it, forcing Puto off the angle, and the Tracer Lucio takes it for free.
Yeah, big Bionade coming out from lane, but cleansed by Iggy the dog, and Frost immediately critting Dire. Liam answering back for Colby Jack, and this is Havana, moving towards first cap of the point.
And yeah, Frost just opens up the pick. He finds a free pick on the Lucio, and then he forces Colby into the open and forces him off the angle and kills him as well. And now Frost, he gets forced off, and Frost gets picked. Can't get out there.
Yeah, Soj still potent as ever with the railgun. Dire answering back, getting aggressive in the fight. Iggy picks off Sukan, and immediately Chicago answering back. Sure, first cap going in favor of Havana, but that's about, 18%, almost 20% on.
Let's look at the ult bait. It's going to be basically Cassidy, Castle for Havana, and then Rush for Chicago. So maybe you see a Rush engage, then you trade the Rush for the High Noon. I think that's a beneficial trade for Chicago, however.
Yeah. It should favor them. Again, this Cassidy can hit hard, but you need to get the Cassidy into position in order to find those opening picks. We saw it in the initial fight, but it's answering back. As I said, Iggy the dog popping the Kitsune rush, channeling everyone through, and there you go. Frost pulling the Deadeye picks too.
And the 2K.
Big 2K highlight, getting the Cassidy in and around, sure that, and it should just be cleanup for the side of Havana.
Yeah, and that's just exactly what happens. You're gonna trade the 2 ults, and then the Castle's gonna fall. Oh, and Frost overextends and gets traded. That's you don't want to see that happen.
You don't want to see that, but you know, we're talking about it. The Cassidy versus the Sojourn. These are more open sidelines, a little longer, a little bit more beneficial to the Sojourn. And as the pulse bomb goes out, Lank dodges. It's slowed down, will fall, but not before putting the nano out. And Liam popping the annihilation, trying his best to get through and force people through. But in all of that, Chicago flipped the point.
They traded a Cassidy for Ana though. That's a beneficial trade for Havana, and Frost goes down.
Frost goes down. Did cost Dyer his beat, although he will turn around and will keep Chicago in holding that point. As Lank's getting a little staggered. Yeah. Pulse bomb out, sure, from Bodo. Throw it out, see if you can get something, but if not, no worries. Blank going down late on the Ana, that's a huge stagger in order to delay this fight from Chicago.
Yeah, it's a really big time killer, first of all. Like, you're basically in 1-fight territory now. Like, if your Ana didn't die there, it's like you can maybe get 2 fights in it.
Yeah.
Chicago's walking aggressive, and they force out beat really fast with the
and it was 2-man beat from Soup Can, and basically with the overclock from Zim, forcing Liam to just back up against Ace. And as I say that though, Colby, Jack, and Zim turning around, picking off members of Chicago. Artorias getting 2 with the Nemi, and it should just be final fight. Maybe some staggers, some lifelines coming out from the side of Havana.
Yeah, that's gonna be a point. Liam gets booped back by Dyer, so he can't touch, and they just cap first point.
Yeah, just critical. I don't know what was going on in the middle of that, but all of a sudden Chicago back caps and sneaks the point away from Havana, and as soon as they got the point from under their noses, that was it. Nothing else Havana could do.
Yeah, that's the power of trading your Hiskin for an Ana. You have so much more sustain from having 2 supports that are able to just like whittle them down and do so much damage that they cannot heal the effective damage that you're doing.
Yeah, as we're going into Control Center, some change-ups coming in. It should favor Frost playing the Cassidy. This should favor him a little bit more. It's closer quarters, not as many open spaces, not as many open sight lines for a Sojourn to come in and just railgun someone to death. But as I say that though, teams are coming out, and we've got some new flavors coming in from Chicago.
It's a venture for Colby. I'm not sure I've seen the venture Colby, but I've been told by him that he's quite good at it, and he has it in his back pocket if he really needs to.
Yeah, Liam forced to use the 4-5 early, and will eventually fall to a boop from Dyer. Big pickup from the side of Chicago to recognize a tank that's going over aggressive, has the Suzu Force from Lank, and immediately collapse in and finish off the kill.
Yeah, that kill set up by the Hiscan taking the angle on the top Mega, allowing them to just have so many more angles. Like, there's 3 angles that you're getting shot from. On tank, that's just so hard to play into. And now Havana's walking back and setting up for a push. They're rotating all the way around.
They're rotating around. Sukan's ushering everyone through. And sure, now the Cassidy finally has the high ground. There you go. If you're Frost, this is what you want to work with. But immediately, counter rotation from Chicago, forcing everyone through. And Frost, there we go. Picks off Colby Jack.
Yeah, they find the pick there, and Frost going for a flank on the Soj. He 2-taps the Soj, and then lets Pudo go in and try and kill the Lucio as well.
There we go. This is the Frost that we like to see. Of casual 4K coming out from this man right here on your screen. Liam does steal credit for the ace.
That's a 5 in my heart though. He still killed 5 basically.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at ults there, Havana just does more. Chicago only has rush to engage. They can trade rushes while having high noon.
Exactly, but keep your eyes lit. Keep your eyes on the Orisa, and immediately going through. Fox down, picks off 2, immediately fight over.
That's a great aggressive rush there. It forces them to either back up, where your Orisa can just walk over them with the cast and rush, and just die. You die from that every time.
Force him right through the choke. Counter rush this time coming out from Iggy the dog, and immediately Liam's just getting bullied. Will pop the Terror Surge in order to get the extra fortify, but that's not enough. Iggy and Dyer trading for 2. Frost with the Deadeye will just get a kunai straight to the face, and Lank can only run as Sukin will stagger out on the point, and it will be Chicago flipping the point. Team kill Horn going for show.
That's where I think the Lucio nerfs from the previous patch come in. Because Sukan can't build the beat in time because of the change to his ult game. And they're going first with Venture ult? That's so easily kiteable.
Again, yeah, it's...
Havana just fully kites it.
Yeah, I go early, hold the choke. Sure, Sukan, you called it out. Sukan didn't have a beat in time. He's now about to come up to a beat. And Dyer, right there on the heels, just 5% off. And immediately... Early Suzu from Lane. Can he run away? No, he cannot. He will get punched down by the Ramatra from the side of Chicago. And Liam trying his best just to run towards the point. Use the 4-5. Will spear Iggy, taking the Kiriko out. And beat for Sukan. Gets 3. Dyer later beat and answered back with the overclock as well. Huge ult investment from the side of Chicago, but they will hold on to this point.
Let's get back to basics.
Yeah, both teams have drained their ults. Both teams have no ults coming in for it to do anything with. Like, the closest you are is 75 to a rush, so I guess you want to put your tank in the front to take damage so you can build the rush and you go in his rush to engage the fight here.
Yeah, but critically, Chicago not letting him have any space. Iggy will pick off Sukia. That's another early pick from the Lucio. Artorias punches Frost to death. And sure, you can send a Fox in to usher them through, but what's that going to get you? Not much if you are down 2. Liam trying his best to make his way through, but he's getting bullied into a corner as OT finally triggers. Liam trying his best will eventually fall to Dyer, and it is all Chicago coming up in the kill feed. Sukin, Dyer will just punch him straight back to spawn, but Frost and Poto turning for 2. Not enough, as Chicago will take Lijiang Tower in a 2-0 sweep.
I think there are some good signs to take away from if you're Havana there. Like, your first, half of that second point looked really strong.
Yeah, as as we're seeing Kiriko on her bike. Talk to me a little bit about that map, because we saw a lot of high action Overwatch just going on through. What stood out to you?
I think how Icky the dog, he played really well that map. He was able to hit his headshots obviously on Kiri. He was able to keep his tank alive better than Liam was able to be kept alive, which is something that you gotta go for if you're playing Kiri at a very high level. You have to be able to keep your tank alive while doing damage, and I think he did that extremely well.
Yeah, a tale of two halves. We saw, Chicago as soon as they got into their positions, they were able to hold. It was great. You couldn't see Havana get an inch, get a mile off of them. And
yeah, Havana was at their best when they were able to take angles with Frost, and Frost was able to hit his shots he does, because that guy can aim.
Yeah. As we are currently sorting things out. But yeah, Frost, a major player on that Cassidy. This will age me a little bit for UR lore, but I remember back on I want to say it was season 4 or season 5, but Frost just came in onto the Philly team and absolutely started dominating in the hit scan roll, hitting shot after shot after shot. And next map is coming through from Havana. They are picking Circuit Royale.
Yeah, I think that's gonna play into I think Havana more, especially if they're able to get Puda going on an off angle. Maybe allowing Frost to take angles, especially if Soupcan goes with him. That's something that can win them points, is if Frost can just shoot people from the off angle. Less pressure, and if he kills Super Fight doing that, that's how you win the map.
Gotcha. Now, I know we haven't, we can talk about Circuit historically, which has been a very, very Sigma focused, very heavy for poke comps, and very favorable towards that style. If you're Havana, you have Link. We have Link, who is known for having a legendary Zenyatta on him. Do you maybe pull that out?
I think you give it a shot. Like, yeah, I think an Ana Zen could work here. You're able to have the Ana to look for nades and keep Liam alive, and then you could go for kills with the Discord. I also think a good ban from Havana here would be Ram, and then try and force a either Sig mirror. I'm not sure how confident Liam is with the Sig, but that guy can play the game well. So
I've seen him pull off some magical
and they're bringing Hanzo.
magical pulls coming from him. So I wouldn't doubt it for a second. And as
Ignore everything we just said, basically.
Okay, for those who are okay, immediately. So Havana banned the Hanzo, and immediately from Chicago, Zen ban. They don't want.
We're talking about how they should ban Rom to force a Sig mirror, and then they just ban Zen anyway on the other side. So everything we just said went out the window.
The legend of Lank is preceding him, clearly.
It's truly generational play right there, obviously.
Ignore all of the glazing, all of that. Throw it out the window because it's 2025, and you know how Circuit's played now. You've speed and go.
Play Ramatra and you have fun, basically, and pray that it works. I'm not sure about the Hanzo ban here. Maybe they're not very confident on Hanzo, so they want to force a Hiskin mirror. Like I see that being a possibility. Why?
I mean, it's there. It can happen. It could also straight up be a protect ban from the side of Havana.
Yeah, that also would work if you want to protect the Frost Cast or Soch. I don't think Chicago would ban Soch. Like, Zim, he's a pretty good Soch. I think you would want to keep that available unless you're just so scared of the Frost threat that you want to make sure that does not happen.
Look, I've seen Frost pull a lot of shots out of the middle of nowhere. I would not be surprised if you want to play around by making sure he still has access to the hit scan heroes, to those fun heroes that literally just say, and snap their fingers and you're dead.
And this is, yeah. So we have two just compositional differences here. Havana wants to play super pokey with the Sigma Widow, while we have the Chicago just going for like a hard rush comp with the Rom. They want to get in their face and make sure the Sigma is very uncomfortable how they want to play.
I mean, if you're looking at the head-to-head, yes, if you're not as confident in your Sigma, Orisa is not a bad option to go in order to try and force it. They're also in the spawn, so it could very well be a troll. As I say that, Ramatra's coming out. We live in a world where Ramatra is just the dominant.
Oh my god, Frost got one.
Okay. Frost on hit scan. Frost on hit scan.
They went for the spawn shot and it worked.
and
then they kicked off the Freya as well.
Yeah, big picks going on through, and immediately Chicago just have to stand back and wait for their DPS to come back off of spawn. Huge opening picks from the side of Havana.
Yeah, this is a very neutral fight. Liam misses Rock. They can amp speed on Liam. That's exactly what they're doing. They're amping speed on Liam to force him, make him really uncomfortable. Like, they're gonna force out both. They're gonna force out Lamp and Bell, and then force out TP as well, while Luis is behind them.
Yep, forcing everything on through, and immediately Colby Jack picking off flank. That is the Kiriko down. Sure, did get the Suzu out, but immediately Dyer coming on through, and it'll just be. You said it, Mountain. As soon as the pick goes through, it's go time, and that is immediately what Chicago did.
Yeah, that's what you do not want to happen. That's how your comp loses, basically. Is you just let them amp speed on your Sigma, and then your Sigma can't do anything, and forces out all cooldowns, and then your backline gets collapsed on.
Yeah, well, that's kind of why we've seen a lot of why we've seen Sigma not really do so hot in high level play and professional level play. It's because Sig, as soon as the rush comes on through, Sig he can hold out his hands, but as soon as those resources are done, that's all you have to do is just give space. As I said, though, Colby Jack immediately turning around, picking off Frost. That's the Widow down. Suzu and Lamp out, and Liam is just trying to do his best to hold the line, but Artorias, big man, could go punch it, and that will be just enough as Liam falls. Infrasights are popped from Frost, but there's not much you can do except sit there and watch as your team loses point A.
Yeah, looking at the ults here, the only real advantage that Havana has is that Chicago doesn't have beat yet. They're only 60 to beat, so maybe they can go super aggressive like a Sigma ult to try and catch him off guard, shoot the lamp before it lands the ground, and then maybe get a kill off that.
Yeah, exactly. Frost did get 2 on the back end, but that's that's just the power of Widow. She can just rip heads if you have the aim to do it. And Liam, trying his best, has to use hands and immediately TP in from Lank. Lamp out from Soup Can, and Lank popping the Kitsune Rush, trying to shuffle everyone through. Torius popping the Nemesis form. And yeah. Big ult fight going through.
Die using the flux because of the Rommel, and yeah, Liam switches Zar. I agree with that swap. I don't think the Sig was working at all, unfortunately.
You have to. Unfortunately, if one team is gonna rush, you have to give up the space. And Sig, really, it's only until you get the Hyper Strike. That's a major perk. That's long in the battle. Liam switching over to the Zarya and immediately seeing some more results, seeing some more staying power. As both windows coming out, Dire dropping the beat, shuffling everyone in, but Iggy popping through, getting Liam. Iggy will get a 2-piece. Artorias picking off Frost as well, and that is point B going in favor of Chicago.
Yeah, that fight is just a basic 1+1 fight win from Chicago. They trade the windows and they beat to have the extra sustain, and they just kind of walk at them and kill them from that.
Exactly. And Lank getting off of the Kiriko, going over to the Illari, trying your best to kind of poke and prod on through. Frost giving up the Widow, going over to Cassie as well. A little more staying power in the brawl, but one team has speed and one team does not.
Widow back on Genji as well. He gave up on the Tracer for second point. Now he's just fighting Colby on cart here, denying cart progress, while the rest of Chicago takes top with OC.
Zim popping the overclock will force Lamps out, but that's about it. Artorias coming through, running down, punching Frost down. Zim picking off Soup Can as well, so that's a bulk majority of the healing going down. Lank just has to retreat with his tail between his legs.
It's a massive OC from Zim there. He forces him back, and then after Lamp, he manages to kill 3 with it.
Manages to kill 3, and critically, Chicago holds the high ground as well. Well, Havana, they need to fight in order to get a foothold in there and start a defense. Otherwise, we're going to switch sides fairly soon.
I think this is just a ult difference right now. Liam is only 80 to the grab. He's gonna get grabbed this fight, but he can't get it before he dies. He's just gonna walk that by the Rams.
Yeah. Big slow coming in from Artorias, stopping Liam, and that's what happens when you play Zarya. As soon as you give up your bubbles, that's it. You have no form of sustain. Sure, Frost can pick off 2, but that's not enough, and it'll be a 3-minute time bank in favor of Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, I think that started as a compositional difference, and when they swapped onto a better comp, it was just too late, where Chicago had already built up the ults, where they were able to use their ult advantage to win the rest of the map.
Yeah, I mean, Mountain, if you're Havana, you're on your attack. What do you do? How do you answer this?
I think you can play the poke way better on attack than you can defense here. You're able to set up Frost on a Widow on this long angle on the top left here, force them off the bridge to the left high ground, or the right high ground, where the Widow sideline is non-existent, but you're opening up your team to the rest of the sideline down main.
I see. It could be the fact that we are in the attacker spawn. It could be the fact that we are throwing all the spaghetti on the wall. I see Soup Can on Life Weaver.
Yeah, he's off that. Thank God. Actually, Weaver's actually good on this map. I don't know why I'm hating. Weaver's like good on this map.
Weaver works, but you're giving up a lot in order to make it work. Havana on the attack, they're matching in the rush, and arguably they have an even stronger form of the rush with Frost on the Symmetra, can easily use the teleport in order to move the entirety of Havana up onto high ground, and Chicago have to turn and respond.
They force out Lamp, but Frost manages to kill Colby, then they kill the BAP as well.
Yeah, Lank falling late in the middle of that, it means you can't really, you have to win it quick or face the consequences, and they're taking it to winning it quick.
Yeah, Chicago immediately makes the adjustment and put Iggy back on Kiri. And then put Zim on Freya now too.
Zim on Freya, but Colby Jack going over towards the Venture. We've seen this play out where sim teams or teams that like to play Symmetra Venture, they're able to burrow in, they're able to disrupt a lot of these comps, so a lot of the setup kind of just goes by the wayside. Smart adaptation from the side of Chicago. As they get
I'm wondering where the TP is going to be here. Are they going to try and TP top onto the high ground and then like rotate all the way around and give up point control? Or are they going to TP directly on the Lucio / like Kiri on the back line?
Either way, early lamp coming through, big slow field from Artorias, forces Lank's lamp early as teams are trading out. Colby Jack answers for 2. That's the speed, and Colby Jack gets a 3rd for his trouble as well. Dire booping Poto back to spawn, and that will be a hold from the side of Chicago.
Yeah, that's how you beat the sim comp. You force the sim to not be able to make a decision on where they want to TP, and then you walk at them with your Rom, Lucio, Freya, and kill them.
Yeah, exactly. You have to play tempo, you have to play speed, and if you're gonna sit and hesitate in a choke, Ramatra very good at just throwing down a vortex, saying you're not going anywhere, and that forced resources from Havana early.
Yeah, look at them here. They have a window and a wall. That could be massive here. Frost managed to live with the wall.
Frost managing to live, but it's the rest of Chicago answering back. It's just Soup Can left, and he can only just sit and die on cart. I lied. Poto was also there, but will fall late. Luckily, on the same wave as Soup Can.
I'm not sure about the BAP here. I feel like the BAP can get punished by the Venture really, really easily compared to the Kiri of Chicago.
Oh, and pause coming through from Chicago. Yeah, talk to me a little bit more about Lank's BAP.
I don't think he's like bad at BAP at all. I think it's just a compositional difference where you kind of leave your BAP to die on the jump if he TPs in. I think he has to play like further away where he can't like immediately die with the rest of the team on the TP. That's something that I've seen in like ranked and in other games where if your BAP TPs, he just insta-dies because there's so much pressure looking at him. Like you force out the lamp and then he just falls over. I think if you keep him not taking the TP and then you are able to keep him poking from a distance, that is a way to answer their comp.
Gotcha. I mean, we saw Frost coming through. Zim did throw out the Bola last fight, but that was about it. that was about it. The rest of Havana, coming up on a war chest full of ultimates. Lank and Soupkin both have their ultimates ready. Liam is about to come up to an Annihilation. Poto is about to come up to a Blizzard. And oh no, you go. I was gonna say there's only one B on the side of Chicago, and Dyer almost has Sophie's choice in trying to pick what he wants to beat for.
I think you have to beat to make sure your Rom doesn't die, and your Kiri doesn't die from the ults that are gonna happen here. You can cause so much sustain from the Rom, like his double form, that it just works out. And we're going back into the map here.
Yeah, as we get back in, big ults coming through. Big fight for the end of A. Lank opening up early with the window, and Colby Jack forcing through. Will use Tectonic Shock in response, and Lank goes down. That's a big pick, but Poto answering back will take will take out Colby Jack, and it's just a whole smattering of ults. But through all of that, later ult from the side of Chicago, and Liam goes down. Dyer picks off Soup Can, and Frost can just, attempt to get in with the TP, but that's about it.
Yeah, I think you're happy to force out Realm ult there at the end. Like, that was an ult that may not have been needed, that you were able to force out and make it a completely neutral fight where maybe your comp can have an advantage here. And Link goes over to the Kiri.
Yeah, you spent a lot of time on the Baptiste in order to get the window down, but it's a neutral fight for the end of it. Artorias is taking a lot of poke damage, has to go on through, but big wall from Poto in order to keep the tank in place, forcing resources coming through. Artorias is just standing there, has to stand there with it, holding up his arms like there's nothing left, and now we're nearing to the edge of the card. Colby Jack falling really low, Poto popping the wall, isn't able to get one through, and Frost getting the TP through, but immediately Artorias punches Soup Can down. That's the speed, that is the support down. Zim taking Liam. Frost does turn around, answer back for Zim, and there is a little bit of hope, but it's all over. It is all Chicago in the kill feed, and Havana will get held before Chicago going up 2-0 in the series.
Yeah, that's a really big confidence booster there. Knowing that you have the answer for whatever comp that they throw at you, and you know how to counter it and play that comp better to beat them.
Yeah, as we're coming on through, watching Artorias,
That sick look, so unlucky.
There was only so much you could do there, and yeah, it's Havana going down 2-0 in the series. Life on your line in this match.
You just gotta do what you can do here. Havana plays us next week, so it's not completely out of the question, but I think this is their best chance to lock playoffs, right? This game right here, but it's not going to plan currently.
It's not going to plan. I don't know. Are you happy it's not going to plan?
I have no comment on what I told Colby earlier in DMs.
I
cannot be seen as a biased caster here, but
will not throw shade. Okay, fine. I will not try to push the issue anymore. Saravasa coming out from the side of Havana.
Yeah, I think Saravasa is. I love this map so much. This map's so good. You can do so much on this map, like brawl-wise and even like somewhat dive-wise. If Havana want to run, I think Liam might roll it on Hog here, actually. Like, he loves some Roadhog. If you can manage to have the sustain into the Chicago comp, you might be able to live on Hog compared to like a Zarya or Rom. I can't believe I'm boosting Roadhog currently, but I believe in him.
I mean, Hog can work. His shtick really is the disruption from the hook. Disruption and displacement from the hook and landing it on people. But there's just so much other things that are going against him that it becomes really hard, especially in coordinated play at this high of a level that we're talking about.
Yeah, I think one thing that we didn't really highlight that round is Colby Jack's venture. He was doing so much work on the backline there. In his last ult, he forced out Lamp, he killed Lamp, and then he managed to get a pick, but he got traded for it. He did the damage where his team was able to win the rest of the fight even without him.
Critical. And bans are coming through. Havana banning Ramatra. They are done with the BS that is punchy. That is this punchy Omnic.
Yeah, I like that ban a lot from Havana. They don't really want to lean into the ROM. I feel like Chicago is better at that comp personally. But if they're able to force a different comp, I think it's winnable. I think Arterios is going to go Orisa here, which can play into the Liam Zarya that you like going to.
And responding ban from Chicago, banning out the Cassidy.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to play Frost like Cass. Pretty simple. You want to force the Surge Mirror.
Want to force the Surge Mirror. Couldn't put it any better. Frost, he's been... I mean, we saw across both, Circuit and Li Zhang, very, very lethal on the Cassidy.
Yeah, he was just finding mystery picks in the neutral, which was allowing Havana to win fights. and not even really have to take a even fight. They just took a 4v5, and it's easier to win a 4v5 than a neutral fight.
Yeah. I mean, it's there's only so much you can do, but if you are Havana, time starts now. You have to win.
Yeah, this is a map that is must win for your season, in my opinion. I think it's a very confidence boosting map here. If you win this map, you have all the confidence in the world, knowing that, yeah, we did it, guys. We won a map. We can do this. We can go for the reverse sweep here. But if you lose it, you're going to be feeling down into the next game as well.
Down, yeah. I winning. It's pretty simple. You know, we said it at the top of the stream. For Havana, win and you're basically in. You lock up your playoffs position. But Chicago fighting tooth and nail to keep them in the series, and we have a Junker Queen sighting.
Yeah, I feel like the Chicago comp counters the Havana comp here. With the Orisa, you're able to deny a decent amount of the Junker Queen's value, and you're able to play range better.
You're able to play range a little better, but Orisa critically getting the nerf in the mid-season patch. She doesn't have as much armor, and that's not as much leeway to cycle on through if you're getting into the Orisa cycle. As I say that though, point unlocks and Artorias having to just hold strong on the point. Liam answering back, Maywall up will lock Artorias in place, forcing the Orisa gold, and then Orisa falling really low. Eventually, Lank will send a kunai straight into Artorias' skull, and there we go. First cap going in favor of Havana, just like that.
Yeah, Chicago wasn't able to set up anything in that fight. They just took a lot of poke, trying to like play point, and when the Orisa had to walk point to hold it, they took so much point and all their abilities got forced out, and when they got mid wall, they just fell apart because of it.
Yeah. Beautiful sighting of teamwork coming through from Havana. The knife stick into the wall, into everything else to just force Artorias to become uncomfortable. And as I say that though, Frost doesn't matter if it's Cast or May, will find the straight pick in order to open a fight. That is the Kiri down. Artorias is just gonna stand there, can't really move, but then again, why would you want to try to run away?
That's a beautiful wall from Frost right there. Completely puts two of them in a corner where they cannot move and makes it the easiest headshot of your life.
Yeah, big opening pick from from the DPS on the side of Havana.
I don't really like going right here. I feel like right you can get poked out very, very easy from the Havana comp with the May Doge.
Yeah, Colby Jack dashing in order to get OT triggered, and Iggy popping the Kitsune rush to usher them on through. But Dyer and Soup can both fall. But Zim killing too, and that's the tank down from the side of Havana. And there we go. Artorias and Zim running on through. Do not C9 that point, Chicago. I see you.
Yeah, looking at ults here, Chicago's in a pretty healthy spot here. They traded May ult for Rush there, but they're able to have the Orisa ult. They have the Blade. They have the OC. The one thing you're scared about here is that you don't beat for JQ ult. The Queen ult can't kill your comp here if you don't hit the bell.
Exactly. Both Lucios were picked first and pretty, picked off the rip, and immediately Artorias popping, holding W, going in. Kobe Jack will pop Blade as well. Sure, why not? 2 ults, but immediately turning around, taking the down fight, and not letting Havana have any space to work with.
Even though Havana lost that fight, I think that was a good fight for them. They forced out 2 ults for nothing, and now they come back with the 4 ults compared to 2 here.
4 to 2, but all eyes on Dyer. He needs to get up to the speed as Lank immediately popping the Kitsune rush down, forcing everyone in. A big early Suzu route, but Poto will find Artorias. There we go. That's the horse down, and the point flips in favor of Havana. Early Suzu coming on through, but Lank will turn around. Will pick off Kobe Jack. Dyer does trade for Soup Can, but will eventually fall to Frost, and it should be Havana taking market.
Yeah, that fight basically came down to that Dyer was only 99 to beat. So when the Orisa took so much poke from Havana, you don't have beat to keep them alive to sustain the poke, and you just kind of lose because of that.
Yeah, you just you get in, you lose, and brilliant showing of tempo. And now Dyer finally has the beat, but critically, Havana, Liam didn't have to use his ult.
Yeah,
So
they-
now we're holding on to a rampage, and we get to play a game of chicken real quick. As both teams jockeying in for the point. As it's about to unlock, it should be going in favor of Havana as ultimates abound, but Liam will turn on Dire Ajax!
Ajax! Oh my god, Dire, no! No!
Dire. That
He
hurts.
can get one. Wait.
Each
no
team
way,
for Liam is huge, but there's only so much you can do when you're down when you're down like that.
Syndicate did an Ajax. He wasn't the first Ajax of the series. Let's go.
He wasn't the first Ajax of this. Oh boy.
Also, magically, Liam has a free Arista ult if they're able to force out Bell here.
Yeah, if they're able to force out Bell, but critically Havana still holding on to both support ults. Chicago expended both of them, and Colby falling really low has to dash away, and in response, Blade Kitsune Rush coming down across the point, but it's a big ult trade coming on through. Two-man purple from the side of Liam. Can he turn around? Yes, he does. Well, not exactly, but Dire will fall to Frost. Liam turns around, picks off Artorias, picks off Colby Jack, and there we go. Havana, just like that, are back into the series.
Yeah, Liam killing 3 there, and they're forcing Colby off Genji onto Venture here.
There is some merit to it, but yeah, that's if you're Colby, you probably don't like to be forced over to the Venture. This is a new life Havana that we are seeing over the course of this map. Big knife into Artorias, will gets pulled early, will force resources back, and yeah.
Massive wall by Frost. They're able to barely get out of it, but it forces so much abilities and cooldowns.
Forcing the positioning, but Zim turns around, finds length. That's the bulk of your healing down. Liam next to fall, and it will just be all Chicago in the kill feed.
Yeah, I think one that was overlooked from the previous fight is how expensive it was for Havana to win it. They had to invest JQ ult and both support ults there. Now they only have Mail for this fight here, but they have to walk into an OC rush. An OC rush while you have point position is very scary.
Very scary indeed, but we've seen it before. Can Havana turn around, find a spare opening pick, and there we go. As I say that, Colby Jack falls to the hands of Poto, and May Blizzard across the point just zoning the rest of Chicago on out of there. And Zim popping the later OC will turn around, will take Liam down, and there we go.
Yeah, not giving a point is crucial there. They're able to keep enough point pressure that they don't get flipped there, when even the fight may have looked, they were on the back foot because they were able to, their position was just worse, they're forced back. And looking at ults here, they have another JQ ult, and they don't have beat, one team has beat.
Another JQ ult coming up. Dire does have beat in time for it, but Artorias is about to have a Terror Surge online and can just hold Havana in the doors. As I say that though,
Oh my god, Dire did it again!
Dire! Can't keep Ajaxing like that. That hurts.
That's not what you want to see. They have beat Osino versus Orisa ult, Venture ult. I prefer the BOC here. I feel like you can play way faster tempo with that than you can for the Orisa Venture ult.
Yeah. It's really gonna come down to who can hold space and who can dictate the space more. All eyes on Frost. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if he's on Cass, if he's on Widow, or on May. He'll just find opening picks like that. Yeah, another day at the office.
They're not able to. Are they gonna be able to find a straggler here?
I mean, they're trying their best to get Colby. And
Yeah, they got Colby.
There we go. Poto popping. Poto pops Colby's head right off.
Beat for Liam. Oh, I didn't beat for Liam.
Oh, did not beat for Liam, but that's okay. That's a little less okay. Oh, you have some time.
They only have BOC here. It's a 2v5, but you have BOC.
2v5 is Poto popping the OC. Fox coming down, and Soup Can investing the beat as well, trying their best to get it to hold it. 99.99. Frost does have a Blizzard to come on through and can just hold the point. As I say that though, Chicago will flip the point and Terra Surge coming down. Ian Artorias eats the Blizzard from Frost. That is a huge eat from the side of Chicago, and they will be able to keep holding on to this point. It's just Liam left, but there's nothing else but the crying, and a Jungler Queen can only do so much. Late entry from Poto, but that'll be about it. Chicago keeping this map alive.
That's what Chicago needed there. They needed an ult fight where Havana wasted all their ults, so they come back with their own ults here with OC, and they're gonna have a result like near mid fight.
Yeah.
The only ult that Havana's close to coming up with is the JQ ult, and you're gonna beat for it before they have it. So
yeah, beat for the JQ ult, but huge eat from Artorias in order to deny the Blizzard, in order to deny any value, and shuffle through, and Poto immediately railgun headshot into Zim. Frost turning around, getting Artorias, and it should just be all Havana in the kill feed.
they gotta trade on Dupekin though. If they're able to sustain this and then go back in, I think this might be winnable for Chicago.
It should be.
The respawns are here.
Respawn's coming in as the fight is breaking up. Liam trying his best will immediately rampage on through, maybe in order to try and save themselves, but immediately Suzu'd and beated from the side of Chicago, and it's just it's all Chicago in the kill feed. Sukan just trying to stay on point, get as much progress as possible.
This is not good for Havana. They're giving staggers here. It's just gonna be free point percentage for Chicago if they're not able to have an actual fight here.
Yeah. And from Liam, you could clearly see he was just getting bullied into the corner, and Real just popped the rampage in order to get the healing on through. But immediately, big Suzu from Iggy in order to cleanse the bleed, deny the Junker Queen value from the ultimate, and Dagger layering the beat in on top of it, just shuffles everyone else through. As I say that though, Poto finding the opening pick onto Zim, that's huge from the side of Havana. And
Chicago's going for this? They have ults. Wait, this is winnable for Chicago.
it's winnable, but the ult trade is going on through, and who's coming up in the kill feed? It's Liam turning around, picking up Artorias. That's the tank down. Dyer does turn around, get Lank in the process, so no Kitsune rush from the side of Havana, but they get the flip, and
it's a 2v2.
it's a 2v2. It's getting crazy. The Lucios are duking it out on point, but Dyer has to back out. Will eventually fall to some primary fire from Frost.
Yeah, Frost managed to kill them there. Their respawns are going to be kind of scuffed here. Plus, Havana has the ult advantage. They have both support ults, while Chicago has nothing. Chicago has 72 on an OC and 72 a beat. But if they don't get this ult mid-fight, it's just over. Like, both support ults in a neutral fight, you just lose.
Yeah, all eyes on Chicago. Can they turn around? Can they find a miracle pick in order to force it through? OT triggered from Colby Jack. The Venture on point as both teams are fighting on the high ground, and Fox going down. Oh no!
Havana wins the map. Chicago can't touch. And we're going to map 4.
We're going to map 4. You know what? If there was a map that we're watching Havana show signs of life in, this was that map.
Havana did exactly what they needed to do. They needed a confidence booster, and that's what that map was. They looked better on all 4 points. Like, I think this is winnable for them now.
It's certainly anyone's game. I mean, to laugh at a little bit of the irony of it, a map with 2 Ajaxes and a C9 to end it all. Just
it's generational farmer. I appreciate Dyer so much for that one.
It doesn't get better than that. But Chicago still having the advantage. You can either go to push or you go to hybrid. If you're Chicago, where do you go? Well,
they're going to Runasapi, so
why ask questions when it could be answered immediately?
yeah, why speculate when they tell you immediately? So it works out perfectly.
Dyer, you gotta give me time to yap on the mic, bud.
Chicago has the Ram available again, though. So they're not going to play that Arista stuff again. They're just going to go back to the ROM comp, which they look convincingly better on.
Yeah, but if you're Chicago, if you want to neutralize it, if you want to end this in 4, who do you target on the side of Havana?
I think you go for Liam. I don't know. Maybe you like ban the Kiri and you force a Bat Mirror.
Force that. I mean, yeah, you can't ban the Cassidy. No more taking that away. But...
Yeah. Plus, I think you just accept the ROM mirror with Liam, because I think JQ into ROM is just a losing argument there. Like the ROM is just gonna win that ability exchange.
He just gets to sustain. He gets to sustain on through, and there's a reason why. There's a reason. The old saying of Overwatch: it all comes when in doubt, brawl it out. When in doubt, go back to Ramatra. Go back to Ramatra. All you get to do, you get to sit, put your arms up, and block a ton of damage that could be going on through.
Yeah, that character's stupid. I hope he gets removed from the game, but that's a different argument.
I mean, listen, I feel you as a tank. I feel you as a tank player.
Yeah.
I'm tired of just playing Ram. Please let me play Monkey. Smile.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with that statement. I'm not sure what Havana want to ban here. Do you try and ban the Venture, then you try and play the Sim comps? Because the Sim looked like it might have worked until he went Venture, which is a hard counter for it.
It's possible.
Chicago bans BAP, so they're forcing a Kiri mirror instead.
Forcing the Kiriko. I mean, we've seen it. Iggy has been popping off time and time again on that hero. Why not? Why not just throw the gauntlet down to Lank and say you're.
Yeah, I think this also. We basically we got it like half right. We predicted a support ban and then forced a mirror. We just got the wrong support. So yeah. That also bans a Lucio. That protects like your Lucio. Dyer, he's been playing a lot of Lucio this season. They want to play that Lucio Rom rush. The Lucio Rom Soj Kiri or Genji rush.
Yeah, it's strong right now. It's strong. It is the meta. It is the moment right now. So why not force it?
I think for Havana here, you ban Soj and you force a Casimir, which you're confident in Frost winning. Zim, he has some very strong flashes this match on his skin, but Frost, that guy's just another animal.
Dyer in chat would have banned BAP anyways.
And there goes the Venture ban. I think that's an indication they want to play Sim.
Symmetra ban?
No, it's a Venture ban, so you want to play the Sim comp.
Yeah, I was gonna... Sorry, it's been a long day now.
Yeah, you're good.
Venture ban coming in from Havana. I mean, when Colby has been forced off of their signature Genji, they've been going to Venture.
And it's been working. It's been working.
It's been working, but yeah. But you also said it. The sim comps rely on communication, rely on team coordination through the teleporter. Venture, they just like to dig underground and just pop up and say you're not allowed to take the TP. You're not allowed to be in that zone. So it could be Havana wanting to lean into the Symmetra comps a little bit. Time will tell.
Yeah, I think that's just what you want to do. The sim comp, it was working until they went Venture on Circuit. I think that's something that they're going to do here. And I think it's going to be very interesting on how it works out and what Pudo plays for it. Is Pudo going to play his skin like Soj like he did last map, or is he going to go back on Genji and take the mirror against Colby?
I mean, they were looking very good last map. It felt like they finally woke up. They were getting a lot of picks going on through. Where a lot of the times, we glaze Frost, and don't get me wrong, man deserves the glaze that he gets. But other DPS from Havana waking up, starting to show some impact. As I say that though,
We're playing dive. We're all pro team.
We're playing dive in the year of our Lord 2025.
Yeah, so ignore everything that we said there. We're just gonna play full dive with the D.Va Tracer Genji instead for Havana here.
I mean, this is gonna be, can you get in? Can you disrupt? Can you disrupt a little bit? And the D.Va does fare a little bit better. Does have the DM, can eat a lot of the damage coming through that a Winston might not be able to, but doesn't have as much staying power. So it's what flavor of dive do you want to play?
Chicago has way better angles right now. They have the Mega, which allows their Lucio Kiri to play so much, then your Freya's just holding main, applying so much pressure. And Frost kills Colby in the neutral.
There we go. Opening pick from the side of Havana. DPS waking up, smelling the coffee and saying we're back in this.
Yeah, that's who you want to play through. You want to enable Frost to make sure you can do as much as possible. And Liam kills Dire.
Liam will just run Dire down. We'll pay for it with his mech. So it's a baby D.Va, and there's only so much space you can hold. Artorias will turn around, will burn Liam down. But through all of this, Havana are pushing the bot down Main Street, trying to get as much progress as possible. And Frost will add to that by getting the Freya. Poto turning around, answering back for Colby, so that's both DPS down. And Zim immediately off of the Freya, over to the Cassidy. No more fun.
Yeah, getting off Freya there. I think it's a good thing. Cass plays way better into the Havana comp than Freya would. You can kind of get easily denied by the D.Va, while you're able to play angles and disrupt the dive on Cass.
Yeah, both Foxes coming down.
So deep.
Liam will give up his mech. Frost does stick a pulse onto Iggy, and Poto answering back for Colby Jack. There we go. That's a two-piece going in favor of Havana, but they are down their tank, and there's only so much you can do. And critically, through all of that mountain, forward spawns have not been turned on.
Yeah, the Havana DPS are firing all cylinders right now. They look renewed on the Tracer Genji dive here.
Turn back time because it's 2017. We're going to classic time. Liam eating the pulse bomb from Colby Jack. There we go. Hungry D.Va's coming on through, and sure, Artorias will pop. Artorias will pop the Annihilation in order to force the bot back. So that's about it. Poto popping the blade. Dire answering back with the beat in response. Will keep everyone alive and sustained. And Liam has to use the D.Va bomb in order to remech, but does not get back into mech in time. Artorias takes him down. Iggy answering back for Frost, and there we go. Chicago, through all of this, are answering back. Poto does get Dire, but it should be Chicago turning resetting the bot back to neutral and winning out the fight.
They can come back fast though. Chicago won't have supports here. They can put the D.Va on point, and the heals can come through hopefully for Havana here. And forces just space here.
Forcing the space. Frost will force Colby Jack to recall fairly early. Frost with the later recall, holding the advantageous position, but both teams are fighting back in the neutral. We're fighting over Mega Room yet again. And Liam just has to give up the space, has to fly back over towards the Mega. But Frost, as I say that though, turns around in the backline with the help from Soup Can, will focus Dire down. And Zim popping the Deadeye will immediately get a kunai from the leg, and Colby Jack landing a pulse bomb right onto Liam's mech will force him back. But yeah, it should just be Havana cleaning up.
Colby managed to trade the Tracer, and without your mech there, your D.Va can just walk down and kill by the ROM so easily. Puto finds the Kiri, and Link finds the Lucio into that exchange.
Yeah, another pulse bomb out. Doesn't manage to get anything but a Suzu out. But this is Havana holding strong. And there we go. Forward spawns. Oh, I guess they were turned on. My bad. Me when I lie. But forwards are activated again. 60 meters
Rom's
and
taking a lot of poke here. He got to half and was able to. He had to go force play the corner until he got healed up. They have Havana's Blade here, and Chicago's only gonna have Realm ult. And Colby has taken to the neutral.
Yeah, and Zim gets burned down by Liam as well. There you go. Iggy has to TP over towards his tank and Dyer in order to try and stay alive. But Frost is in the backline putting pressure on, and eventually Iggy will fall. There we go. Havana still holding strong onto this card.
Liam got picked off the map.
Yeah. And Dyer's saying respect your corners, respect your edges. Poto will trade for him, but Colby answering back.
Yeah, you just gotta as much carp. You gotta get as much carp progress as possible. Then you just gotta immediately disengage here, which is what Havana's doing. And they're coming back with ults. I think you use the blade to force out beat, and then you have a later beat here. That's what I think you should do.
Yeah, Soupcan's still building up towards the beat, but Havana, they do have, well, excuse me, Chicago do have the staying power with the Annihilation, with the Ramatra even. As I say that though, both teams are poking through it in the neutral. Early Suzu out from the side of Suzu out, and there we go. Fox traded down. Soupcan coming in with the beat. Artorias is just standing there trying his best to run everyone down, but it's Lank through all of that will find the pick onto Dyer, and immediately Havana just pushing the bot again.
Not even pushing the cart. Now they're pushing the cart. But that's a really big ult trade. They trade beat and rush for Chicago's beat and their realm ult. Now Chicago only has rush versus both the PS ults and bomb for Havana here.
Barricades moving.
Yeah, I mean, all eyes on Iggy about to come up to their own Kitsune Rush can open the door wide open for the Chicago team. As I say that though, Liam throwing a Diva Bomb in. Is it a low Poco Bomb? No, it is not. Everyone from Chicago will turn and hide. As I say that though, Iggy dropping the Kitsune Rush will immediately fall to a punch from Liam, and Liam running through gets Zim, and before giving
Colby.
Colby for 2. Can he turn around? Will not be enough. We'll get burnt down in the baby diva form.
Yeah, Havana just has to get as much push as they possibly can, and then just immediately disengage again. They got traded, and the respawns are just better for Chicago.
Yeah, at this point, if you're Chicago, I kind of want to say it, but you kind of need to give up the Ramatra. You almost need to go to a diva of your own in order to, keep up with the speed, in order to keep up with what Havana are throwing down. As I say that though, it is 120 meters to 16 meters and 2 minutes left on the clock. These are the final 2 minutes.
They played first. What are they blading? They played nothing. They forced out the beat and they just go aggressive and they find the Freya again.
And they find the Freya. Artorias does turn around, pick off Liam. There we go. Colby picking up Lank on the end. But Poto picks off Colby Jack. Yeah, they're just let Havana just playing this perfectly. They could just stall on cart. They don't need to push any farther.
Yeah, if they're able to stall card percentage, they get their respawns fast. They still have forest spawn. Like they didn't give up forest spawn in all of that exchange.
Yeah, there's Frost will turn around, pick off Zim, but there we go. Forwards finally turned off from Havana, but is it almost too little too late?
Yeah, I think it is. The Freya's just dying first in these engages. Like, Frost just goes in. I'm not sure if it's with Pluto or with the support, he just finds the Freya. Not allowing anything to happen.
Yeah. I mean, there's a theorem that goes around in the community called Avril theorem, where if you get over 100 meters in a push map, it's almost over. Runasapi, of all of the push maps, is the one that is very, very potent towards large leads almost extending on themselves, where it feels almost impossible. As I say that though, ult coming on through, Artorias turns around, picks off Soupcan through all of that. Dyer, another
third one! No way, bro. No way they get a third one.
Oh, this hurts. Artorias does turn around, pick off 2 with the Annihilation. Liam gets broken out of mech, and it will be Chicago holding strong, but man, was that extensive, and we have less than 30 seconds left on the clock. Liam coming in, coming down, and will just hit Liam in the mech in order to keep him. As I say that though, Kitsune Rush donated in from Iggy, and Liam will go down. Zupan falling really low will eat a take aim shot from Zim and will eventually fall as Chicago turning off the forward spawns finally. But Mountain, they're gonna have to do this in OT.
It's a really, really hard push here for Chicago. They have to win like 3 to 4 fights here, and like that's just hard with the ults that are gonna be coming up. They have to win every single ult fight and not allow Havana to get a lead here.
Yeah. All eyes on Colby Jack, popping the blade. Dyer immediately goes down to Poto. Poto fights both supports. Liam will turn around and pick off Zim, and Colby can only just sit there and, you know, not get much done with the blade. As Havana will sweep through, clear Chicago off the bot, and Mountain, we're going to map 5.
Yeah, I think you point back to the Saravasa there. You gave him so much confidence from that one map win that you're able to basically kite it, not really kite it, but like play it with confidence into the next map that you didn't previously have.
Yeah, I mean, Artorias, you know, popping the ram will punchy everyone down, but man, was that really, you know, it was coming fairly late into the push map. Whew.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate for Chicago. They go down like 100 meters, and those are just so hard to come back from.
I mean, if you're Chicago, you know, where do you go? You have hybrid, and you have the ban in your favor. How are you stopping the reverse sweep, or are the brooms fully out?
I think you go. I think you go Midtown and you play a Brawl. You've looked better on Brawl this whole series. Midtown, you're able to play most likely be able to play the Rom comp. There's a good kill box on first point where if they walk into it, you kind of just drop on their backline with your Rom. So I think Midtown would be the pick here. But I wouldn't be surprised if they go in Eichenwald and play the Brawl as well. But they have to go at Brawl point here.
They have to go Brawl. Okay. If you're Chicago, you know, clearly Saravasa was close, but, you know, didn't go your way. Runasapi, let's just not talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, wipe it from your mind, clean slate. You have one final map, and you have one final ban on your side.
This is for your playoff, Chicago. Chicago needs to win this map to keep their playoff dreams alive here. You have to pray that it's good enough. Your best is good enough here.
Pressure is on, but if I know one thing, having spent a fair bit of time playing on the same teams as Dyer, I know this man will, you know, this man is, you know, championship mindset, and he knows how to win.
Yeah, same with Colby. That guy, he wants to win. He's gonna drill it into his team to play hard and go for playoffs. He's doing all he can to whip them into shape and make sure they're a playoff level team, which they are showing. They won the first 2 maps. Can you hold the 5th map?
If you're Chicago, what's your ban? Because the ban is in your favor. What do you target?
I would say, oh, they're going Hollywood. Okay, you can play the Brawl on Hollywood. It's slightly harder. You're able to play the dive on Hollywood as well, but Brawl still works there. Chicago beat us on this map here, playing Brawl versus our like dive Brawl hybrid. So it's definitely doable if you're Chicago. You're feeling confident going to this map.
It's very doable. I'm just, you know.
I think you have to ban a Hiskin here. If you have a cast ban available still, you take that, you ban cast. But they don't have a cast ban if I remember correctly. I think they banned it map 2. Or the Saravasa.
I want to say they banned it on Saravasa.
I remember
So
seeing a Korean chat from Dyer.
Yeah,
So-
that would have been Saravasa.
But yeah, you won't ban the Soj then because you've been playing Soj all series. Did you go for a Lucio ban, low-key? And you played double flex?
Between our two main supports, Soupcan and Dyer is a hyperflex.
Yeah, Dyer plays everything. That guy's
Dyer literally, I'm pretty sure if you gave him an excuse to sit and play flex support, he's not going to say no to it. I don't think Soupcan is as comfortable with it. And okay,
doesn't matter banning Diva. I think that's a really good ban here.
I agree. I mentioned it a little bit during Runasapi, but Liam on the Diva with that mobility was almost like the entire Havana comp was able to run circles and almost surround Chicago, overwhelm the Ram, and make it so that he was kind of useless. Diva smart ban coming through. I'll even point out from EWC, Alcazia versus Twisted Minds. When they came into map 6, spoilers, but when they came into the final stretch, what did we see come through in order to break the stalemate between the tanks? A Diva.
Diaz rockets, they're just so big. Like, he hits every single rocket. Liam's doing a very good impression of that. His Diva that map was extremely good. He managed to kill the Freya with Frost every single fight, which is basically just a +1. You are up 1 at the beginning of the fight.
Big ban coming through from Chicago. Havana, DPS or support. Ban coming through. Can't ban tank. Diva's not on the table, so Liam can't overwhelm Artorias anymore.
I think it's a Kiri or Soj ban here. You force the cast mirror, which Frost's extremely good. Or you force a BAP mirror if Link is confident on BAP. Or you force a BAP. Yeah. Yeah, Kiri ban. There it is. You force the BAP.
There you go.
There we go. We got one right. Let's go. We got it right.
I mean, this is interesting though. The BAP. Kiri is able to stay mobile. Is able to engage with the rest of. Is able to engage with the rest of her core. You take that away. I'm pretty sure Lank isn't gonna be too sad to miss Kiri. Okay, he might be a little sad to miss Kiri, but and Havana going through. They would like to attack first, so we are gonna swap some sides around.
Yeah, attacker's advantage. It's the real thing. It's such a confidence booster if you're able to attack far into the map, and you know exactly how you have to defend and how you have to play it.
Yeah, it's attacking first. That's huge if you are on the side of Havana and you want to set the pace with them. But
I wonder what Liam plays here. Does he play Monkey or Has? Because your dive, it looked amazing on Runasapi. Can you replicate it for this map?
It'd be interesting to see. I'll throw it back over to the side of Chicago. What does Artorias like to play? We've seen them play a lot of Ramatra because, well, duh.
He's gonna play Rom. I think he's gonna play Rom. He's gonna die with the Rom.
Yeah, if a dive is coming through, Rom kind of faces the same thing of, you don't have the Diva available to overwhelm the Ramatra, but does Artorias have a hazard?
I've not personally seen him play Hazard. I've only seen him play Rom or Rissa, which makes the first map ban weird if you're banning the Hazard. If you're scared of playing Hazard, but
I think that was Havana that banned Hazard though.
Yeah. He was. They were scared of the Hazard of Artorias, but I'm not sure if he plays Hazard or not. So but yeah.
Interesting way to see as we're going to Hollywood Map 5, playoff implications on the line.
Yeah, they're
And-
rolling onto the realm comp. They're playing
Yeah,
on a
they-
brig instead. Oh, he's going Hazard. No, he's going Hazard.
There we
tomato.
go. There we go. Our favorite flying Scotsman is coming in strong. And honestly, for playing on Hollywood with all these with how critical high ground control is, kind of smart to play the Hazard. The Ram doesn't get to control high grounds that easily. Doesn't get to have that mobility to move up and down as needed. A Diva banned, so let's go to our next best dive tank.
Yeah, it's just, you want to play dive. You want to have the mobility, like you were saying, of the Hazard here. And Hazard's very good on this map. You're able to poke the Winston out too. Hazard's kind of should better Winston, unfortunately. I just want to play Winston, man.
Yeah, same. I just want to play Monkey. Please.
Oh my God! Colby killed Frost.
There we go. Frost immediately moving in towards the back line, but Colby Jack answering back, holding strong as the Winston is able to just dive on up, but it has to give the space almost immediately after eating a railgun from Zim.
That's what's gonna happen playing Winston. If you get poked out in any way, you just can't jump against their comp. And Colby's chasing Frost around the off-angle fight.
Yeah, Colby is keeping Frost occupied right now, and recall forced out from Colby. Immediately has to go on through. Will back up. Frost is still stuck in Narnia. Will eventually try and start moving towards the hotel in order to disrupt, Dyer and Iggy. But Dyer holding strong.
Yeah, there goes. Here comes the dive.
Yep, immediately coming in, and Liam and Frost answering back. 1-2, both supports are down, and Havana taking stage on point.
Yeah, that's what all the setup was for. Frost going behind to create a pinch where Liam can dive from his top, and Frost comes in from behind, and just can immediately kill the supports if the Winston doesn't get swapped.
Yeah.
Or booped.
Say that though.
Oh my God, Dyer almost got protect.
Dyer almost
And Colby kills Liam.
There we go. Big stick from the Tracer. Just buying a little bit more time, but as we're moving into the streets phase, it's all hands on high ground.
I think the real difference here is that Link has Nano, Iggy's only 80%. You can go aggro with a Nano Winston here if you're able to avoid the big boop.
Nano Winston, in order to just shuffle him on in, help Liam build up towards the Primal Rage. It's just, it's just playing
Bola.
Bola coming on through. Dyer will eat it with the shield, and Liam answering back immediately gets bio-nated for his trouble. Will fall to Iggy, but as I said that though, Frost in the backline turns around, picks on Sim, so it's a 4v4. No tank, and Lank is just escorting the cart along as Frost gets behind, gets Dyer.
Yeah, the force is now off high ground, crucially. You're not able to set up your on height here. And if Frost kills Iggy.
Oh, you hate to see it if you hate to see it on the side of Chicago. As I said, that the Colby, yeah,
There you go.
yeah, I was gonna say Colby picking off one in the trade, stalling some progress a little bit, but there's only so much you can do. Dyer,
Oh my Frost.
I don't know if I'm pretty sure either Frost stuck Dyer directly and Dyer just stood still, but Zim,
I'm not sure if Dyer walked into Zim or not. We need an instant replay on that one.
yeah. I'm pretty sure the Soj is at fault for that one. Not the Brig.
Yeah.
And Hazel coming through, big bubble from Liam in order to stop the spikes from starting him in place, and Lank has to rotate on through, gets bullied into a corner. Colby Jack pulse bomb onto the floor, Lank will fall, and Iggy turning around, picking off Frost as well. That's the Tracer down. Dyer finally shuffling on through. Nano onto Hazard, but Nano onto Hazard a little late, but either way, going on through. And Chicago holding right at the end of the beat.
Yeah, you're lucky they used Nano there, because that was a pretty unfortunate beat, only beating yourself on Lucio when you're already down 2, and they have point pressure control. But having the Nano forced out, it makes it look not as bad. They forced a recall.
Force the recall, trying your best to occupy the time. Hazard immediately getting slept. Big whip shot from Dyer will not let Liam land on top of the high ground. Will force him all the way back on through, and Liam just has to take a dive on through. gets whipped around. Colby will find the monkey, and there we go. It's another hold from the side of Chicago.
That's what happens when you're playing the Winston. It's just, if you take any sort of poke, it's just impossible to engage. Especially mid-fight against the Has and the Berg boobs.
Yeah, I mean, you feel for Liam getting the main tank experience a little bit, but
Colby is feeling it right now.
Yeah, Colby wrecking havoc in the back line, and will just continue to eat time for the side of Havana.
However, if you're Chicago here, you have an ult advantage. You're coming up on a rally before they're gonna have beats, and then you have 3 ults, they have 3 ults, but
Yeah.
you can kill their Winston, and Colby just sticks to Winston and kills them.
Colby sticking to Winston. Frost going in for another pulse bomb onto Dyer, but Dyer whipping him away and will eventually force Frost to just back up and give space. Well, it also helps when you take 2 out, but
Yeah, you trade pulse bombs there, but you have a fight win, and you're coming up on 4. You're coming up on 4 ults here. Havana or Chicago is only gonna have 2, or Havana's only gonna have 2.
yeah. Again, Colby Jack on cart will force the recall out from Frost, occupying his time, and Frost immediately has to give space, fighting over in the saloon. Colby Jack falling back, trying to get a little bit of package going through, and eventually Colby Jack will fall, but Artorias turning around, answering back, both Tracers down, and Liam with the nano will go in and will pick off Iggy the dog. Dyer popping the rally, trying his best to get something done, but Zim through that with the overclock will take off Poto, will pick off Lank as well. And there we go. Beautiful play from the side of Chicago in order to keep the hold going.
Those are beautiful picks from Zim there. That fight looked extremely losable when the Winston kills the Ana and jumps on top and basically kills the Brig as well. Forces the rally and become them completely off top.
Yeah, and is Frost gonna get it in time to touch? Yes, he is. He has to recall early though. Oh, and immediately just has to back up. Artorias popping the Hazel will cement the Lucio in place, and there we go. Round 1 complete. Chicago. Objective now, make it to the end of B.
That's amazing awareness from Artorias there. He knows that you're coming on beat. You haven't beat in a while. The way you lose that fight is if Super King gets beat and beats his entire team and the sustain comes through. That's just how you play the game. You alt track correctly, and then you go for the weakness, and you know your win condition.
Yeah, beautiful awareness to, in OT, cement the Lucio in place, deny him from getting the beat, and the fight's over. But
Yep, also,
man.
with the
Go
fact
for
that
it.
Frost was already low and had to go for a health pack, meaning that Lucio is really the only one that could touch there, and Liam's locking the Hog, and they're locking Zen. This might be generational.
You know what? I real. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Lank, go back to Zen. Smile.
That would have been very entertaining to see.
I would have been very entertaining indeed. But I do like this coming from Liam. Trying to, really lock into the poke potential and the pick potential that you threaten with a hog hook, especially for a defense when you need to win, when you just need to stop and hold strong for a point 8 defense in order to, complete the reverse sweep. Why not go all in with the hog?
Yeah, plus Liam, he likes a lot of Roadhog here. And Chicago's rolling on their best comp, I think. Or their best comp minus their Ram comp, which is probably their second best comp. Colby gets in behind and setting up the jump that they did. Oh my god, Dyer.
Dyer gets hooked immediately. Artorias peeling for his Brig, but Frost will turn around. We'll pick off the Brig in the meantime. Frost answering back for a second one. Do not give this man space. He will find heads.
Yeah, you have Colby harassing the backline though. If he's able to do that, where they're able to take an actual fight, it's massive. You're able to force diverted attention, which means either your hog will get healed or your backline kind of just falls apart.
I mean, it'll fall either way. It'll fall on through, but big hook from Liam. Another huge hook, this time onto the tank. Artorias is brought in probably a little bit before he wants to, and Big Dynamite forcing Iggy to back off, rotate over towards the high ground. As I say that though, Zim gets Frost. We'll get traded though in the meantime, and it's all Chicago coming up in the kill feed. 3v4 on point. Big Haswall in order to keep everyone inside of the cafe, as you know, split the resources, let Colby run rampant in the cafe, and just occupy the Hog's time. Big play from Chicago in order to unlock the cart.
Yeah, I think the big takeaway there is Colby forcing both supports to look at him, which means when Frost gets traded, and then Genji has to go in for the trade, they're able to trade the Genji and they just win the fight while being up 1.
Yeah, we've kind of seen it before. We've seen it before when Hazard was more meta. Just shutting down enclosed spaces is immediately big jagged wall in order to stop the support from rotating out and protecting the Hog. And Colby just got to go run rampant. As I say that though, Frost does turn around, pick off Colby. Dire popping the rally, Nano out as well onto Artorias. It's a big ult trade. Let's send Bob in, but Bob is missed slightly. And Zim through all of that turns around, burns down Liam. There we go. Hog down. That is the threat eliminated. Poto does turn around for 1, but it's it's
they don't
getting
have
messy.
on point. They have to put Colby on point. Colby goes on point, but you're missing on that like 10 seconds of card progress. That would make this fight oh so more winnable.
Yeah, you're getting there. You're getting there now, and both teams are fighting over the high ground. Big Dynamite out, lands on 3, and Artorias popping the needles, trying to lock people in place. Nano out onto Liam, but that'll be just about it. Colby does turn around through all of that. Stick Frost, you know, just tracer things.
Gotta show off.
Just some tracer things.
I think that ult trade is really big for Chicago. You force out the Nano with Hazard ult when the Hazard ult couldn't really do anything. And the ult gets shut down by Blade.
Big Blade from Poto. Will he get 3? Yes, he will. Frost does turn around in the meantime, and Lank picks off Artorias. Team kill horn sounds in favor of Havana.
Yeah, Chicago has no ults now, but Havana's coming up on a rally, but that's it.
Havana coming up on the rally, but you know, there's only so much you can kind of do. It's just going to be another battle of attrition, as this time it's a fight to get onto high ground. As I say that though, Frost turns around, picks off Colby Jack, that's the tracer down, will pay for it with his life, but Liam just gets to sit there playing his bubble, and there's nothing that Chicago can do. They just have to wait.
Yeah,
As I say that though, big Bionade out from Iggy will force Poto back and give him some space, as Colby coming back, finally putting some cart progress going down, and it's just another stagger out. Zim falling really low. Critical pack coming in from the Brig.
This is a really big stabilize from Chicago here, not allowing them to walk, and they're gonna Nano has engage, and he gets subbed.
Nano has engaged, but critically through all of that, Liam falling really low, has to use the Primal Rage to get the instant boost in HP, and Soupcan now with the later rally trying his best, but has to back up after eating a headshot from Zim. As I say, the Frost with the Dynamite turns her up. Colby Jack sticks Soupcan again. Why not? So another 4v4, but it's all staggering out, and there we go. Frost turning around, Dynamite onto Colby Jack. This should be again favoring Havana.
I'm gonna be honest, this looks really bad for Chicago. They only have Hazult, while Havana has Nano and Bob here. Bob can stagger a point really. They're going aggressive with Bob. It gets slumped, but it doesn't matter. It kills Iggy anyway.
Kills Iggy anyways, and through all of that, another big Dynamite from Iggy. Another big Dynamite from Frost. This lights the supports on fire. Liam does get traded out in the end, but sub a minute left. You just have to stabilize if you're Chicago.
Yeah, they're gonna look for a pick. No, they're not. They're just gonna get away here. It's not worth engaging.
Yeah, you don't have your supports. Dyer's back, and you know Iggy following suit. But Colby, the most you can do is just force the cart, force the resources, force the time.
They're playing for a Nano Blade here.
They're playing for a Nano Blade, but Poto really low, has to engage early. And Artorias goes down. Soupcan traded out though, and Liam falling really low. Zim will turn around, pick off Liam. Oh, Oh,
tried
Lank.
doing Liam.
Oh no, Lank lost
His
the
zip
man. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Poto popping the blade, trying to get something done. Will find one for their
got
trouble.
Bash.
But Bash stunned, naded, and Dyer just holding strong on the cart. Final 10 seconds. And rally in this time. Supercan falling really low. And Tracer just turning around. Colby Jack turns around, picks off Supercan. That's the Ana. That is the brig down. The Ana is all alone. Lank on Lucio just gets beat down from Colby Jack. Artorias turning around, picking off Frost, and it's just Liam left. No Primal Rage this time. Can't save yourself. And it will be Chicago stopping the reverse sweep and punch. And you said it was their playoff chances are still alive.
Yep.
All right.
That denies the Havana auto quota playoffs from that game. It's going to a week 10. Whoever wins the next week's game is going to playoffs between the two teams.
Yeah, as Poto getting the beautiful shutdown and then popping the blade. Quick little 3K. Why not?
That was a beautiful game to watch. That was so much fun Overwatch.
Yeah, a lot of fun Overwatch, back and forth, but in the end, Chicago holding strong and saying, Havana, you do not get a free pass into playoffs. We're still here and we're still fighting.
Yeah, it's just that was crazy good. That was a crazy good final map. Chicago managing to turn it after nearly getting picked is just amazing.
Amazing Overwatch indeed. Mountain, it's been a pleasure casting this game with you, and we're going to week 10 here in Ruby.
Hey, yeah, most important thing, it locks Vancouver into the 3rd seed at least. That's what really matters. That's what matters to me.
That's what matters. At the end of the day, I'm going to playoffs.
Yeah, I lock in the 3rd seed. They can't pass me. I'm chilling. I don't have to play pit round 1. I'm happy.
You love to see it. Well, it is late. I have to work in the morning, so better sign off and let the good Overwatch marinate for a little bit.
Yeah, man. Goodbye, UR. It was fun. Catch us next week, basically.
Have a good night, y'all.
Yeah, it's so fun.